Hi guys, so I've decided to do a fairly requested video on my Facebook page. A lot of people who have messaged me have asked, like, what do I have to have? I'm going a little more in depth over what I have to have, but I'll explain them as I go along. So this might be a little bit longer, but bear with me. So I'm going to start off with skincare because it doesn't matter how much makeup you own or how expensive the product is. If you don't have, if you don't take care of your skin, it's not going to make a bit of difference. So I really believe that really great skincare is the cornerstone of good makeup. The skincare I choose to use is Clinique. My skin type is actually dry. I don't have oily skin, I have very dry skin. And my skin actually looks like it's falling off if I don't take care of it. It is so dry, especially in the winter. Welcome to Canada. So I'm going to start off with cleaning my face. So when I clean my face, I use two different things to get the makeup off. The first thing is makeup wipes, and I use the Kirkland brand. These come from Costco. I think there's like 6 of these packs. It ends up being a count of 150 towelettes. I think they work amazingly well. For normal day-to-day makeup, 1 towelette is more than enough. For my most dramatic heavy makeup, 2 cleans it, gets it, most of it off. The wipes are $15 for 150 wipes at Costco. You can buy the Sephora brand or any other kind of brand that you like, but the Sephora brand usually have 30 wipes in them and they're $12. So I think more bang for your buck, and these work much better, in my opinion. When I go to have my shower, I do use a makeup remover cleanser. I like to use this one. This is the Skinn by Dimitri James. It's an olive oil and enzyme cleaner. I find it's very gentle. It's not, it doesn't have a funny smell. It rinses off easily, and it gets my mascara off, which is a feat within itself for most makeup. Once I'm done with removing the makeup, I'm still in the shower, and my holy grail, I cannot live without this skincare regime. I can't. I would rather give up all my makeup, every bit of it, than give up my makeup, my skincare. So I start with the Clinique. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. Clinique 7-Day Scrub. This is, of course, an exfoliating scrub. It's not harsh, so you can, exactly as it says, use it 7 days a week, and I do. It's got very small particles in it, the sand particles, so it's not going to do anything harmful to the environment. It's all natural. Well, it's not all natural, let's not kid ourselves, but it's not like using the scrubbing bubbles in the Neutrogena and that kind of thing. This stuff is amazing. Oh, I'm sorry. The cost of the Dimitri, enzyme cream is $24. You use so little of this. This little tube will last you a good 4 months. The Clinique 7-Day Scrub is $25. You can get it at Sephora. The Skinn by Dimitri James, you can get that online. And, of course, the wipes you can get at Costco. The next step in my regime is after I do the 7-day scrub, I wash my face yet again. This time it's literally to wash away the day. The pollution, the oils, the dirt, the smoke, the smog, everything in your day ends up in your skin, and that can end up making your skin look miscolored. It can end up harming your skin. You can premature age, all of this stuff. So I use the Clinique liquid gentle foaming face soap. Stuff is amazing. It doesn't burn or sting like normal soap does. Stuff is amazing, and it's literally one little pump and you're good. So this bottle lasts me a good 6 months. The 7-day scrub is $25 and the foaming face is $21. And I buy this stuff at Sephora. You can buy it at Clinique, counter, or online, whatever floats your boat. When I'm done in the shower, I have a few steps for moisturizing my skin. The first step is the Clinique Step 2 Clarifying Lotion. What this does is it helps with the dry skin, and it locks in all the moisture from the shower. Just put a little bit on a cotton ball and wipe it all over your face. You're good to go. It tightens up my skin. It makes it radiant and glow. I do use a second one as well, and we'll get to that. This one and the next one are both $28. The next one is the step 3 for clarifying lotion. Again, this is to tighten and protect my skin from the day. It's just, this stuff is magic. I have tried just using one of the clarifying lotions because I thought, why am I buying two? So I have tried just using two, and I have just tried using 3 without the other one, and it doesn't work nearly as well. I find the combination for me works better. Now this may not all work for you. You may have to play with it. Depends on your skin type. This is just what my regimen is. I do very much like the Clinique Under Eye Replenishing Cream, hydrating cream, but I heard rave reviews about this brand, so I've decided to try it out, and I've been using it for about 4 or 5 months now. I think it works really well. I don't know that it works better than the Clinique, but it's comparable, that's for sure. It's an expensive little purchase though. This is the Bobbi Brown Hydrating Under Eye Cream. This little bottle, which will last you forever, by the way. Like I said, I've had this for a few months, and I have hardly, I like products that don't have a big smell in them, by the way. I've hardly used any because it's literally just a few dabs under the eye. This little jar here is $56. You can get it at Sephora. Or you can get the Clinique Under Eye. I like the laser under eye, and that's about the same price for the same amount of product. So really it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It just depends on what you like. The last thing I use in my skincare regime is the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion. Again, I get this at Sephora, but you can get it online or at the Bay, Sears, anywhere that has Clinique. This one costs $32. So again, it's a little bit pricey, but this will last you forever. They do last for a long, long time. So my skincare, getting my skin clean and prepped and ready to go and moisturized, is an expensive proposition. Like, there's a good $200, $300 sitting over here. But like I said, this is the most important part of beauty. If you're going to have an interest and a desire to do makeup well, or to have your skin look naturally beautiful, this is it. This is the way to go. It's taking care of your skin first. Most of the stuff I use has an SPF in it because I'm a big believer that the sun is not good for your skin. You do need the vitamins that come out of the sun, but you don't need to bake yourself, in my opinion. Now that could be just me being jaded because I can't tan, but overall, really important in my world. Okay, so now we're going to start getting into the beauty products. So what I've done to make it easier for everybody is, I know people don't want to spend a lot of money on their product, especially if you're just starting out. So what I've done is I do use drugstore brands. I haven't in the tutorials I've done so far, just because that's how it's panned out. But there are a lot of fantastic drugstore brands. So what I've done is I've kind of picked out my favorites for each item that I use typically when I do my makeup. But I've also grabbed the comparable lower price brand. Now, they're not all drugstore, but some of them are. But they are definitely a difference in price. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with is my foundation. Again, if you're going to spend money, just like the skincare, if you're going to spend money on something, I truly believe a good foundation is the way to go. I would rather spend money on foundation than eyeshadow. I have quite a few of the e.l.f. palette eyeshadows, and I think the color payoff on them is beautiful. I think they work well. I think they're fun to play with because you get, the 88 palettes that have tons of colors. I have quite a few of them, but they're really reasonably priced. An 88 palette at e.l.f. can cost $25, where one of my 12 palettes from Urban Decay is, I think, $70. So there's a price difference. So just keep in mind that it doesn't always have to be, but when you're using something directly on your skin, I do think that you put your money where your mouth is. And foundation can be tricky. It can be cakey. It can be, I almost never use powder foundation, the stuff that goes from like cream to powder, because I find on me it just cakes right up and looks terrible. So starting with my first favorite, this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Full Coverage Foundation. You get this from Sephora or online. You can get this in lots of different places, but it does have to be a specialty shop. They don't sell it at like Walmart. this Amazonian clay, and I love my husband. I was complaining the other day because the tube is like, I'm treating it like toothpaste now. It's almost empty. I was complaining. And my husband actually on his day off went and bought me a brand new box because he's glorious. But anyway, this Amazonian clay foundation costs $51, I think. Yeah, $51 for this tube. Now, what I will say is it'll last you a very long time. A little bit of this goes a long, long way. I find it blends beautifully with your other makeup. It doesn't cake up. It doesn't get all funky. And I find that it does last almost the 12 hours. You know, if I if I go to the gym and stuff, well, let's not expect too much out of the foundation. But I do find that it works really well, and it does stay most of the day. Now, my alternative to the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation is the Sephora line brand of foundation. I was really skeptical about buying this because I find store brands are usually bad knockoffs. Like, they have a funny smell, they're watery, whatever the case may be. So I was a little bit skeptical, but another makeup friend of mine just absolutely swears by this stuff. And the Sephora brand is, I've lost it now, $25. So it's like half the price, and it lasts about the same amount of time. It buffs in beautifully. It just works really well, and it's a little bit lighter. So this Tarte is a little more creamy, a little more pasty almost, whereas this is definitely liquid. So it's not watery, but it's liquid. So the consistencies are different, but it's got beautiful coverage, lasts a long time, doesn't cake. So if you're gonna go down a notch, I've heard great things about the Revlon foundations. Haven't personally tried them because I'm a big believer that if you're gonna spend money on something, it's gonna be the stuff that touches your skin directly. Okay, so on to the next thing. I do use concealer under my eyes normally because my eyes usually get quite dark under here, or red and puffy, so I like to try and fix that. So you've seen me use it. This is the NARS Under Eye Concealer. The NARS Under Eye Concealer, this tube here is $36. So it's a little bit pricey, but again, it goes a long, long way. I find it doesn't cake up and it doesn't float down into my laugh lines. Great color payoff, and I do find that if you can't get a color that's your color and you have to blend, I find these ones blend really well together. Like the two NARS, you can get a correct shade without having to fidget too much. So I quite like the NARS concealer. If you want to spend the money on the NARS concealer, this one is a Revlon brand. It's a drugstore brand. So this is the Revlon Age Defying, and it costs between, I think, $5 and $10. Yeah, between $5 and $10 at the drugstores. Works really well. The only thing I don't care for is the click. So there's a thing here that you turn and it clicks the product out. So you don't have as much control over how much product you're putting on your brush. I don't like that. I prefer, this where I'm using the stick and I can brush a little bit off if I want to, and I can control how much I'm putting on. Whereas with the applicator on this, you can't. But it works really well. It does go into the creases of your eyes a little bit, but not as much as, say, the CoverGirl brand. So next is the powders. So after I put on my concealer, I put a powder to seal it. You guys have seen me use it. It is the Laura Mercier. This is the bomb.com. I cannot believe how good this stuff is. For the longest time, I didn't give a crap about my translucent powder. Whatever, I thought it was all the same. It is not. So the Laura Mercier, this one is $46. You can buy it at Sephora, all kinds of other places, online, that kind of thing. This stuff is amazing. It sits on the top of your skin. Its consistency is like silk. When you touch it in your fingers and rub it like this, it turns to silk. It's absolutely beautiful. I love this concealer. Not concealer, translucent powder. Now, a little bit different. It's still a translucent powder, but it's pressed. I find that this is great, and you'll see, because I've hit pan on this, I use it quite a bit, the Rimmel Stay Matte powder, pressed powder. I use this as well for my pressed powder to fix my makeup, and look at that, I've hit pan. Like, this stuff is great. This one is between $5 and $10 at Walmart, drugstores, wherever. It depends on where you buy it. Shoppers is always a little bit more expensive, but if you like the points. But I think Walmart is about $8 for this. It works really well. It stays matte, which is nice. If you've got a bit of a shinier skin, it mattifies it, and you're not going to worry too much about having any kind of shine all through the day. All right, so the next thing is eye primer. This is optional. This is not something, well, I personally can't live without it. I can't live without anything, you know, this is just how I am. But you can skip this step. So eye primer, you see me use it in the videos. You put it on your eye, and what it does is it helps with color payoff. It also helps to keep your makeup from creasing, and it keeps it in place longer. So my absolute favorite is the MAC. It's actually a paint pot. This is actually an eyeshadow, but most of us that are hardcore into makeup use it as a primer just because it's that good. So this is the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. That is the color that works for my skin, and it works for most skin tones, to be honest. Unless your skin is much darker, it should work for your skin. This little paint pot is $35. But it lasts and lasts and lasts. You're only using it on your eyes. It lasts for a really long time. So this is $35. You can only get this at the MAC stores or on MAC online. There's nowhere else that sells MAC cosmetics. On the other side of the coin, it's still a little bit pricey, but it's not as pricey as the MAC. There's the Urban Decay Too Faced. I only have this little one because I was trying out, do I have it handy? I was trying out the Too Faced Shadow Insurance because I'd heard good things about it. It's pretty good too. I think this one runs about $22, so this is probably the cheapest one I have. It works pretty good, the Too Faced, but for your money, I would say the Urban Decay. So this is just a little bottle that I got with one of my palettes. So the tube is about the same size as the Too Faced normally. And this is $24 for this. So it's not that much of a price difference between $35 and $24. It's about a $10 difference. But again, it'll help your makeup. Now, if you don't want to use primers, you don't have to. You can just put your eyeshadow on your eye, or you can use a concealer. Just don't go heavy-handed with it and really blend it in, and a concealer, not quite the same job, but it'll help. So that's one less thing you gotta buy. So going on from primer, I was kind of looking at my eyeshadow going, ugh, what am I gonna show these guys? So earlier in the video I talked about my e.l.f. palettes. Let me grab one real quick here. I have a few. You know, like, there's a lot of colors in these, you know, like, they, you know, they're really great. I have, what, 4 of them? Ooh, this is the huge one. Ugh. I don't know if I still have prices on these. I don't. Like, this one's massive compared to the other ones. I think the most I've spent on these is like $36 for these. And the color payoff is great. Are they going to be as good as, say, the Urban Decay line? No. But really, it doesn't matter, especially if you're buying colors to play with. You know, how often are you going to use a bright red eyeshadow, you know? So these are very economical. Nothing wrong with them. Don't let anybody tell you different. The other thing, this is what I've actually decided to show you. Like I said, I think the most I spent on any of those was $36. So then there's the big palettes that you can get from places like Sephora. So they put out their own lines, and the nice thing about these, I got this last year. This is the holiday set. This was $60, which sounds like a lot, but these have in each one all these shadows. So on that side, so those are the vibrants. Here's the naturals, and then it turns. And there's some more shadow here. So these are all the, you know, like the smoky eye style. Then they have lip glosses on this side. I don't use this a whole lot, but they do have lip glosses in it. Then you drop down again. So it comes with a gel liner. I'm not a big fan of gel liners as it is, so I don't use these very often. I have tried a couple of them, but the quality isn't great. There's some more gloss here, which I have used. And then on the bottom, They have a blush set, contouring slightly, and then they have this nifty little, in this last little thing, they have this nifty little how-to chart. So how to do a smoky eye, bold eye, natural eye, how to, you know, so this is kind of a cool little thing, and it cost me like $60. This is pretty much all you need except for foundation. If you're not a makeup person who, you know, doesn't put on lots or doesn't know what to do with much, or you're just starting out, there's nothing wrong with these palettes. I know a lot of people say, oh my God, they're a waste of money. I've never found that. I found that when I first started getting interested in makeup, that these were amazing for me because I could play without breaking the bank, and I got to figure out what I liked and what I didn't like. So I like these. Now, if you want to spend a little more money, you've seen my palettes. I do have all the Naked palettes, like 1 through 4. Well, it's actually Naked Smoky is the 4th one, but these are the Naked palettes. I swear by these. If you want to start off a high-end makeup, start with Urban Decay Naked palettes. These are amazing. They all have a slightly different color theme. Like this one is more of the new Julies, and oh, they're gorgeous. These run, I think, $68 each for 12. Then we have the specialty ones. This is the Urban Decay Vice palette. This is number 3. They have a 4th one that just came out. I'm hoping I get it for Christmas because it looks like so much fun. But on the Vice palette, they have these gorgeous, gorgeous colors, you know. So the Vice palette is $70, and there are, what, 4, 8, 12, 16 colors in here. So going from like 45 eyeshadow colors to, you know, and this costs less, and you get a blush and lip gloss and stuff like that. I think there's a good value to the Sephora brand or to the large palettes. But I live and die by Urban Decay. I think it's amazing. I have quite a few of their palettes. I have some of their smaller ones, like their ammo palettes and stuff. I just live and die for them. They're amazing. But do not let somebody put you off of the big palettes, because these ones are pricey. It costs a decent amount. Okay, moving on from eyeshadow. So I'm going to go to eyeliner. So for liquid eyeliner, I'm going to specify liquid eyeliner. I could not decide between my 2 favorites for the higher end brands, because they both kind of work differently and both are wonderful. I've used them both in videos with you guys. So this is the Stila Intense Black eyeliner. This liquid eyeliner, it's got the felt tip. I prefer felt tips for my liquid eyeliner for the most part. I can use the others, but I prefer these because I find I can get more precise and control the thickness easier. This one is $29. And then there's the Kat Von D. This is again a little sample one I got. Again, I'm hoping for Christmas that I get the full size one. But the Kat Von D again has the marker liner. This is a no joke black. Like, there is no joking around with the Kat Von D tattoo liner. And it's $23. So there's a slight price difference, but not by much. They both do a great job. I just find that the formulas are a little bit different. The blacks are a little bit different, and I love them. Now, to go to the brands for Drugstore or Walmart, that kind of thing, I don't have a black one. I ran out, to be honest. I ran out of a black one, but the Hard Candy brand of liquid eyeliner at Walmart is where I buy it. This is, how much is this one? $6 to $10. Oh my God. It's amazing. It's almost as good as those. I find it doesn't last as long, it doesn't have the brush I like. It's got the felt tip I like. It's got a brush, but the colors on these, and they come with an amazing. This is the metallic blue one that I have. Absolutely amazing. It does the job, and yeah, this, for the price difference, this is a good one. For pencil eyeliners, I find I am a bit of a snob. I don't have any real pencil eyeliners that are like Drugstore brand. Most of mine are all fairly pricey. But I do have, this is the CoverGirl. It's just a black pencil. I use this one for smudging out quite a bit. I find it smudges really well. Like when I want to do a smoky eye, a dramatic smoky eye, I will use this because it smudges pretty good. But I'm not a big fan of the drugstore eyeliners for that purpose. That being said, the eyeliner that I use all the time to water my line my waterline, the nude one, is the Maybelline Color Stay, and this one cost me I think $4, and I have never found a high-end brand that's better than this ever anywhere. This one is amazing. So don't let my opinion sway you, because obviously I'm not always right. But when it comes to pencils, eyeliner pencils, the two I favor, where is it? There it is. So the Marc Jacobs pencil, this is a mechanical pencil. You just do this and it comes up. This pencil is an intense black and it's gorgeous. It glides on like butter. It's amazing. This one I like for all day wear. This is nice if I'm going out for an evening with friends and stuff and I'm doing my makeup and I'm only having it for a couple hours. This Makeup Forever is a waterproof waterline eyeliner. Why has nobody come up with this before? So you line your waterline and you find that the color is down your eyes or in your corner. This is amazing. So with this one, when I line my waterline, I have to take a black eyeshadow and seal it so it doesn't run down. This doesn't run, it stays put. I've actually woken up the next morning and still had eyeliner on when I've been bad and haven't washed my face. So these are awesome. So the Revlon, like I said, was like $3 or $4. This one, the Marc Jacobs, is $46, and the Makeup Forever is like $25. So there's a bit of a price difference there. You can get these at Sephora. Revlon, wherever Revlon's sold, so Walmart or the drugstores, you can get those. Moving on. Okay, so now we're going to move on to mascara. So big shock for you guys, I'm going to be showing my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I realize I have used this in all my makeup videos. I haven't shown you any other mascara. I own other mascaras. I swear to God, I own other ones. But this is the holy grail of mascara. I actually got it as a freebie first. I have an Ipsy subscription. If you don't know what Ipsy is, it's a monthly makeup sample subscription. I will link down below if you want to check it out. And you can go through me as a reference and I get little points and freebies. That'd be nice. Anyway, I'll link it below for you. So I got this at first as a little sample and I used it twice and immediately went and bought the big tube because it's amazing. I could not believe how good this was. It is pricey. For mascara, this is $30 for this, but it is worth every penny. It is amazing, like the best mascara I have ever put on my face. That being said, my second favorite mascara of all time, so just below this, is a drugstore brand, and it is the Rimmel Scandaleyes. This is the waterproof formula. This stuff does the same job. It gives you nice length. I like how thick the brush is. Color payoff is great. I do find that I need, at least 2 coats, possibly 3 to get the payoff that this gives me. But the price difference is this is $5 to $10 at the drugstore, and that tube is $30. So, but there's nothing wrong with this. This is an amazing product. On from eyeliner, let's move on to my bronzers. So bronzers are kind of funny for me because I'm so pale. I'm really touchy about my bronzer, and I get ticked off because bronzers always have that shimmer, 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 shimmer in it. I don't always want shimmery bronzer. Sometimes I just want to contour. So this Tarte Cosmetics, I've used this in 1 or 2 of my videos, I think, with you guys. The Tarte bronzer is really great. This is $36 for this bronzer, but it lasts a decent amount of time. It's got good color payoff and it isn't too shimmery. So the drugstore brand that I'm going to be showing you, you used to be able to buy it at Target, but we don't have one here anymore. So you can buy it online and from the Target website. This is the Pixie brand bronzer. It's really great little bronzer. The Revlon bronzers aren't bad, neither are the Rimmels. But I really like this one. As you can see, again, I've hit pan on this one. Nice soft color, blends well, just like the Tarte does. I will say that you have to be a little bit light-handed with this, because if you put too much on the brush and don't tap it off, you could end up with a hot mess on your cheek. So the Pixie bronzer, this one is $20. So from the Tarte bronzer at $36 to this to $20 is $16 difference. So not such a bad value. Moving on from bronzer, I'm going to move to blush. So the blushes I've kind of picked here, I love the Naked blush. I use the Flushed palette almost every single day, but I decided, since this was a palette and a 3, that I wouldn't show it in this video, but I've used it in quite a few of the videos that I have done for you guys. This Flushed palette I think retails for $42. It's a great little investment because it's got your bronzer, your blush, and your highlighter in one, and it's a great payoff. But I've decided to show you some of my other ones. So a slightly higher end brand blush that I use is the Sephora brand blush. Again, it's not like super expensive. It's got great color payoff. You can get them in shimmers, mattes, something with a little more glitter to it. Like it's amazing how many like satin finishes they have. The Sephora blush is $19 for one of these containers, so that's a pretty good value on its own, and I find it's a really high quality blush. A blush that I have repurchased from the drugstore more than once is the Revlon powder blush. This retails for about $10 in the drugstore, Walmart. Anyone that sells Revlon will have it. These blushes are really nice, really comparable to the higher end ones I use, other than the fact that it can open. Okay, so these blushes really pretty, blend really well. They have a ton of colors, so you'll find one that complements your skin tone or fits your needs for the look. These are great, really comparable to the higher end brands, so don't be afraid to use the Revlon blushes at all. So for my highlight color, so the color I put up here by my cheekbone and usually on my Cupid's bow, I do use higher end brands. The Vintage by Jessica that I've used in a couple of my videos, it's $26, and it's little. It is a little highlight thing. Granted, you don't use much highlight when you're doing it. Again, I use the Naked Flushed palette quite a bit for highlighter for the higher end brands, but for this little itty bitty thing, it is $26. My drugstore brand that I selected to use, I have to admit I haven't used it in a long time. I actually, when I was making this video, went through one of my makeup drawers and went, oh, I forgot I even had this, so I'm actually going to bust it out again because it's really quite pretty. This is the CoverGirl, which is interesting because I'm not a fan of CoverGirl cosmetics at all. I find that they are way too hyped up and way too chalky for my liking. But this is like a loose powder, like a translucent powder, but this is actually a blush, but this particular color, this is $4.25. Does it have a name? No. Okay. Well, it's a mineral blush. And this is beautiful for a highlighter. It really has a nice shine and shimmer to it. The Revlon highlighter is CoverGirl, Revlon. This is $10. Like, look, this thing is huge. Like, there's so much product in here. And you're just using it here and here, and some people highlight the bridge of their nose. I don't have a flattering nose. I have what I call the Bullwinkle droop right here, so I try not to highlight my nose any more than I have to. But $10 for this great big thing is going to last you forever, and you can use it as a blush as well. Like, you can't go wrong with this one. It's really pretty, and I'm actually kind of sad that I forgot it was there, so I'm going to start using it again. Moving on to lipsticks and lip glosses. So I prefer lip gloss to lipstick. I own quite a few lipsticks because you can't get away from it, I find, but I do like glosses better. So I'm actually going to start with the lipstick and get that kind of out of the way. So the two lipsticks I have chosen, and it's funny because I prefer this lipstick, which is the Drugstore brand, to the high-end brand. Believe it or not, I use this one all the time. This is the Revlon Lip Butters. This one is, I can't remember the 001 Pink Truffle it's called. Oh my God, what a gorgeous color. I wear this probably twice a week. It's great at work. It's great when I go out. I love this color. Now, you guys know how high up a lipstick usually goes. This will tell you how much I use it. That is all I have left of this particular brand. Like, I cannot turn it anymore. I will be repurchasing this. Now, I'm going to say that the lip butters, most Revlon lipsticks are about $6 to $10. The lip butters, however, are $25. Now, that's pretty pricey, but they last forever, and the payoff you get from these. They moisturize your lips. It's like a body butter almost. So they're really nurturing for your lips, really nurturing. They mother my lips. They're just gorgeous. Like, I love this. I cannot rave about this enough. So I highly recommend them. Like I said, that's $25 for that one. So my favorite higher end brand, which is funny because it's actually cheaper than the Revlon lip butter, is the Makeup Forever. You can get this at Sephora again or online. Makeup Forever professional brands lipstick. This particular color, Rouge Artist Intense. My goodness. It's just a matte color. This stays like all day. Once you get it on, it is on, and it is a good little lipstick. It's $23, so it's actually cheaper than the lip butter than the Drugstore brand. But I recommend the Revlon one. This is just amazing. So moving on to glosses, wherever they are. This is going to kind of, I don't know if this is going to freak anybody out or not. My two favorite lip glosses, I left the other one downstairs in my purse, sorry, but I've used it in one of my makeup tutorials. It is the Buxom lip gloss in the color Samantha, which is just a clear. I wear it all the time. It's got a little bit of tingle to it to make your lips pout. It's really great, but it doesn't have a lot of staying power. So that's kind of a problem for me. Again, big shock, I am showing you an Urban Decay Naked product. So this is the Urban Decay. I swear to God, these aren't sponsored by Urban Decay. Of course, if anybody from Urban Decay is watching, you're welcome to sponsor me. I'll take it. Just send product. This gloss is amazing. It's got such a high gloss shine. It's got a nice, almost a sheer. It's not a really opaque gloss, so you're not going to get like a lipstick look out of it, but you're going to get a color payoff just the same. It's kind of funny that way. I love this lip gloss. It's not sticky, it's not gummy, it's weird. So what might freak people out is my other favorite lip gloss. Comes from Avon. It's actually the color I have on right now. I have quite a few of them. You know, I have this one and this one, and I think I have a couple down in my purse. Like, I have a few. These are really great for color payoff. They stay where they are. They're a little sticky, I'm not gonna lie, but they're not nearly as bad as a lot of lip glosses out there. So the Urban Decay lip gloss is $24. It'll last a little bit, like it'll last you for a little while, but it's not gonna last you as long as you would hope for the price. The Avon, which are called Glazewear, are $6. $6. And they last forever. Like forever. And they've got a great color payoff. You know, it takes very little. Quick little swipe and you're good. You're good to go. They're really great. They, like I said, they last a decent amount of time. A little bit of stickiness to them, but nothing to write home about, nothing to complain about when you're dealing with glosses. So yeah. The Avon lip gloss is up there. So those are all my have-to-haves. I know that's a lot of product. If I was to say the things that I absolutely had, if I was, you know, had to give up my stash, what I'd have to give up, I wouldn't give up any of my cleansers, any of my skincare, because I think that's really important. I probably wouldn't give up my foundation because I do have red rosacea, a little bit of rosacea and veins in my skin. But other than that, a little bit of gloss and a little bit of mascara, and I'm good to go. So literally that is my have to have. A little bit of mascara just to pop my eye up, and a little bit of lip gloss just to give my face some dimension. So that's about it. I will put the Ipsy link down below. And I will put the products that I've mentioned here down below as well if you want to find any of them. And you can, if you'd like to rate, comment, and subscribe if you liked what you saw today, that'd be great. I'd love that. And I hope this helps you. So as always, thanks so much for watching, and take care, guys. Bye.